mean, shoot, bye week got us feeling good, so we'll see what happens.
You've been here long enough to know what the success of you guys coming off of bye weeks. Why do you think this team has found success after bye weeks?
I mean, I think bye weeks in general, depending on your schedule, obviously, we have some time off to just recharge our batteries, and obviously that plays a huge role this late in the season. I think it's just more of, guys, detaching for a little bit and hanging with family, friends, guys who got kids, just getting some true family time, and then, stepping away for a little bit and then coming back just with a fresh mind and just ready to go.
Assess your first half of the season for yourself, in terms of just goals maybe you've set or just how you thought the first 11 weeks went?
Yeah, it's going good. I'm somebody I try not to get too caught up in, stats and all that stuff. And, playing wide receiver, for me, it's just whatever the play's called, whatever my job is at play, doing it. And, the ball will find me when it's time to find me, and just putting one foot in front of the other and pushing along, So I try not to dive too much into, I want to get this X amount of yards in a game, whatever. For me, it's just focus on, the play that's being called, and if the ball finds me, it finds me.
How do you gauge your impact and your success in a given season if it's not relying on the stats or anything like that? How do you gauge that?
Obviously there's numbers at the end of the season when the season's over. For me, I feel like you get caught up in the numbers, and, for me, when you focus on those things, and I would like to say I'm a very selfless person, so I try not to think too much about, me, my stats this, my stats that. What's supposed to happen is going to happen, So I believe in that and just doing my job, and, the results will be there at the end of the season.
One of the things that pops on a stat sheet for you is your ability to create yards after the catch. That ability for you to do that, is there a coach maybe in your time growing up playing football, developing as a player? Is there a coach or somebody who maybe developed that early in you and has helped you kind of really put that into your game?
I think a lot of it has to do with when growing up, I played running back. I started off playing running back. I don't really think I started playing wide receiver till my sophomore year in high school. And then even then was just that year. Then junior, senior year was more running back. And then even my freshman year, I played a decent amount of running back. It was kind of split 50-50 between that and wide out. And then sophomore year on was wide receiver. So I would say just, growing up, my dad being my coach most of the time too, and, working with him and working with molds in the off season. That's something that we talk about a lot because, you can run a 5-yard route, but, you can turn a 5-yard route into a 60-yard big-time play, So we focus on a lot of that, too, in the offseason. So working with him is definitely a big impact on what I've been able to do when the ball's in my hands. But, yeah, other than that, man, when the ball's in my hands, I just think it's time to dance, So it's been good.
The Niners defense.
Sound, physical, fast. They play really well together. They're a group of guys who's, they got Fred Warner as their backer, and he's, top in his position. So you kind of got him, leading the way. But yeah, like I said, there's fast, physical. They play sound ball. They do their jobs, do what they're supposed to do, and they play really well together as a defense. So definitely got to make sure that we're on our P's and Q's and on the details within every single play to make it work.
I know you're on the different side of the ball, but just having Matt back in the regular practice jersey, gearing up, kind of getting back into what you guys have become accustomed to, how much of a boost does that send to this team to see him kind of get back out there and gear up?
Yeah, he's a dog. It's always good to seeing him out there today was great. And just seeing him run around, he works his tail off to get back onto the field. So seeing him out there today was great. And just looking forward to, seeing him back in action.